Fierce from his seat at this Ulysses springs, in generous vengeance of the King of Kings. With indignation sparkling in his eyes, he views the wretch, and sternly thus replies, Peace, factious monster, born to vex the state, with wrangling talents formed our foul debate. Curb that impetuous tongue, for nor rashly vain, and singly mad asperse the sovereign reign. Have we not known thee slave at all our host? The man who acts the least upbraids the most. Think not to the Greeks to shameful fight to bring, nor let those lips profane the name of king. For our return we trust the heavenly powers, be that their care to fight like men be ours. But grant the host with wealth a general load, accept distraction that thou's bestowed. Suppose some hero should his spoils resign, art thou that hero, could those spoils be thine? Gods, let me perish on this hateful shore, and let these eyes behold my son no more. If on thy next events this hand forbear, to strip those arms thou ill deservest to wear, expel the council where our princes meet, and sends these scourge toiling through the fleet. He said, and cowering as the dastard bends, the weighty scepter on his bank descends. On the ground bunch the bloody tumors rise, the tears spring startling from his haggard eyes. Trembling he sat and shrunk in abject fears, from his foul visage wiped the scalding tears, while to his neighbor each expressed his thought. Ye gods, what wonders has Ulysses wrought? What fruits his conduct and his courage yield? Great in the council, glorious in the field. Generous he rises in the crown's defense, to curb the factious tongue of insolence. Such just examples on offenders shown, sedition, silence, and assert the throne. Was thus the general, thus hero praised, who rising high the imperial scepter raised. The blue-eyed palace, his celestial friend, in form a herald bade the crowds attend. The expectant crowds in still attention hung, to hear the wisdom of his heavenly tongue. Then deeply thoughtful, pausing ere he spoke, his silence thus the prudence hero spoke. Unhappy monarch, whom the Grecian race, with shame deserting, heap with foul disgrace. Not such as Argos, as their venerous vow, once their voice, but all forgotten now. Never to return was then the common cry, till Troy's proud structures should in ashes lie. Behold them weeping for their native shore. What could their wives or helpless children more? But heart but melts to leave the tender train, and one short month endure the wintry main, and one short month endure the wintry main, and one short month endure the wintry main. Few leagues removed to wish our peaceful seat, when the ship tosses and the tempests beat. Then well may this long thus stay that provoke their tears, the tedious length of non-revolving years. Not for their grief the Grecian hosts I blame, but vanquished, baffled, oh eternal shame. Expect the time to Troy's destruction given, and try the faith of Chalcos and of heaven. What passed as awless Greece can witness bear, and all who live to breathe this Phrygian air. Beside a fountain sacred brink we raised, our verdant altars and the victims blazed. 'Twas where the plane tree spread its shades around. The altars heaved in from the crumbling ground. A mighty dragon shot of dire portent. From Jove himself the dreadful sign was sent. Straight to the tree his sanguine spars he roiled, and curled around in many a winding foil. The topmost branch a mother bird possessed. 8 callow infants filled the mossy nest. Herself the ninth, the serpent as he hung, stretched his black jaws and crushed the crying young, while hovering near with miserable moan, the drooping mother wailed her children gone. The mother last as round the nest she flew, seized by the breathing wing the monster slew, nor long survived, to marble turn she stands, a lasting prodigy of Aulus's sands. Such was the will of Jove, and hence we dare trust in his omen and support the war. For while we gazed with wondering eyes, and trembling sought the powers with sacrifice, full of his gods, the revenge Atlas cried, Ye Grecian warriors, lay your fears aside. The wondrous signal Jove himself displays, of long, long labors but eternal praise. As many birds have passed by the snake were slain, so many years the toils of Greece remain. But wait, the 10th, for Ilion's fall decreed. Thus spoke the prophet, thus the fates succeed. Obey, ye Grecians, with submission wait, nor let your flight avert the Trojan fate. He said, the shores with loud applauses sound, the hollow ships defeating shout rebound. The Nestor thus these vain debates forbear, ye talk like children, not like heroes dare. Where now all your high resolves at last? Your leagues continued, your engagements past, vowed with libations and with victims then, now vanquished like the smoke of faith of men. While useless words consume the inactive hours, no wonder Troy so long resists our powers. Rise, great Atrides, and with the courage sway, we march to war if thou direct the way. But leave the few that dares resist thy laws, the mean deserters of the Grecian cause. To grudge the conquest mighty Jove prepares, and view with envy our successful wars. On that great day when first the martial train, big with the fate of Ilion, plowed the main, Jove on the right a prosperous signal sent, and thunder rolling shook the firmament. Encouraged hence, maintain the glorious strife, till every soldier grasp a virgin wife, till Helen's woes at full revenged appear, and Troy's proud matrons nan tender for a tear. Before that day, if any Greek invite his country troops to base and glorious fight, stand forth that Greek, and hoist his sail to fly, and die the dastard first who dreads to die. But now, O monarch, all thy chiefs advise, nor what they offer thou thyself despise. Among those councils let not mine be vain, in tribes and nations to divide thy train. Separate troops let every leader call, each strengthen each, and each encourage the call. What chief or soldier of the numerous band, or what bravely fights or ill obeys command? When thus distinct they war shall soon be known, and with the cause of Ilion not overthrown, if fate resist or if our arms are slow, if gods above prevent or men below, to him the king how much thy years excel in arts of counsel and in speaking well. No would the gods in love to Greece decree but 10 such sages as they grant in thee. But wisdom soon should Priam's force destroy, and soon should fall the haughty towers of Troy. And but if Jove forbids, who plunges those he hates in fierce contention and in vain debates, now great Achilles from our aid withdraws, by me provoked a captive made the cause. If ever as friends we join the Trojan wall, must shake and heavy will the vengeance fall. But now ye warriors take a short repast, and well refreshed to bloody conflict haste. His sharpened spear let every Grecian wield, and every Grecian fix his brazen shield. Let all excite the fiery steeds of war. This day, this dreadful day, each let contend, and all for combat fit the rattling car. No rest, no respite, till the shades descend, till darkness or death shall cover over all. Let the war bleed and let the mighty fall, till bathed in sweat be every manly breast, with the huge shields each brawny arm depressed. Each aching nerve refused the lance to throw, and each spent courser at the chariot blow. Who dares inglorious in his sheeps to stay? Who dares to tremble on this signal day? That wretch too mean to fall by martial power, the birds shall mangle and the dogs devour. The monarch spoke, and straight a murmur rose, loud as the surges with the tempest blows, that dashed on broken rocks tumultuous roar, in foam and thunder on the stony shore. Straight to the tents the troops dispersing bend, the fires are kindled and the smokes ascend. With hasty feats they sacrifice and pray, to avert the dangers of the doubtful day. Steer of 5 years' age, large-limbed and fed, to Jove's high altars Agamemnon led. There bade the noblest of Grecian peers, and Nestor first as most advanced in years. Next came Idomeneus and Taugeas' son, Ajax the Lex and Ajax Telamon. Then wise Ulysses in his rank was placed, and Menelaus came unbid the last. The chiefs surround the destined beast and take the sacred offering to the salted cake, when thus the king prefers his solemn prayer. O thou those thunder rents the color-lauded air, who in the heaven of heavens hast fixed thy throne, supreme of gods, unbounded and alone. Here and before the burning sun descends, before the night her gloomy veil extends, low in the dusk be laid yon hostile spires, be Priam's palace sunk in Grecian fires. In Hector's breast be plunged this shining sword, and slaughtered heroes groan around their lord. Thus prayed the chief his unavailing prayer. Great Jove refused and tossed in empty air. The god averse, while yet the fumes arose, prepared new toils and doubled woes on woes. Their prayers performed, the chief of right pursue, the barley sprinkled and the victim slew. The limbs they sever from the closing hide, the thighs selected to the gods divide. And these in general cause involved with art, The choicest morsels lie from every part. From the cleft wood the crackling flames aspire, while the fat victims feed the sacred fire. The thighs thus sacrificed in entrails dressed, the assistants part transfixed and roast the rest. Then spread the tables, the repast prepare. Each takes his seat and each receives his share. Soon as the rage of hunger was suppressed, the generous Nestor thus the prince addressed. Now bid thy heralds sound the sad alarms, and call the squadrons sheathed in brazen arms. Now seize the occasion, now the troops survey, and lead to war when heaven directs the way. He said the monarch issued his commands. Straight the loud heralds called the gathering bands. The chiefs enclose their king, the hosts divide, in tribes and nations ranked on either side. High in the midst, the blue-eyed virgin flies. From ring to ring she darts with ardent eyes. The dreadful aegis Jove's immortal shield blazed on her arms and lightened all the field. Round the vast orb 100 serpents rolled, formed from the bright fringe and seemed to burn in gold. With this each Grecian's manly breast she warms, swells their bold hearts and strains their nervous arms. No more they sigh and glorious to return, but breathe revenge and for the combat burn. As on some mountain through the lofty grove, the crackling flames ascend the blaze above. The fires expanding as the winds arise, shoot their long beams and kindle half the skies. So from the polished arms and brazen shields, a gleaming splendor flashed along the fields. Not less their number and the embodied cranes, or milk-like swans in Asus watery plains, that over the windings of Castor springs stretch their long necks and clap their wrestling wings. Now tower aloft and course in airy rounds, now lie with noise and noise the field surrounds. Then thus the numerous confused and extending wide, the legions, crowds, commanders flounder each side. With rushing troops the plains are covered o'er, and thundering footsteps shake the sounding shore. Along the river's level mains they stand, thick as in springs the flowers adorn the land, or leaves the trees, or thick as insects play, the wandering nation of a summer's day. That, drawn by milky streams at evening hours, in gathered swarms around the rural bowers, from pale to pale, with busy murmur run, the gilded legions glittering in the sun. So thronged, so close, the Grecian squadron stood, in radiant arms and thirst for Trojan blood. Each leader now his scared force conjoins, in close array and forms the deepening lines. Not with more ease the skillful shepherd swain collects his flocks from thousands on the plain. The King of Kings majestically tall towers o'er his armies and outshines them all, like some proud bull that round the pastures leads his subject herds, a monarch of the Medes. Great as the gods, the ejected chief is seen, his strength like Neptune and like Mars his mien. Jove o'er his eyes the celestial glories spread, and dawn and conquest played around his head. Say virgins seated round the throne divine, all-knowing goddesses immortal nine. Since earthwide's regions, heaven's unmeasured height, and hell's abyss hide nothing from your sight. We wretched mortals lost in doubts below, but guessed by rumor but boast we know, or say what heroes, fired by thirst of fame, or urged by wrongs to Troy's destruction came. To count them all demands 1,000 tongues, as throat of brass and adamantine lungs. Daughters of Jove, assist inspired by you, the mighty labor dauntless I pursue. What crowded armies from what climes they bring, their names, their numbers, and the chiefs I sing.